Hey Aries, how's it going? I want to do a reading for this new moon in Leo, August 18th. And the Sabian symbol for this is daybreak. Very simple message. Daybreak sheds new light. It brings new opportunities. It is the start of something new. It's also kind of, when new light shedding, you see things in new light. There's a different kind of energy. And it's interesting that it comes right here, right before the sun goes into Virgo, because it's the start of a new day. And then when the sun moves into Virgo on the 22nd, that's when you're going to, you'll start your new workday. But first we have this beautiful moment of, in Italian, it's called alba, which is sunrise. The rising possibility. Now, this is also, daybreak is our solar energy because it's the first sun rising over the horizon. So, and this actually casts, because Leo is trine to our sign. So this casts a very nice energy, particularly for anyone who has planets around 24, 25, which have been getting hammered by the three gentlemen, the heavy hitters up there in Capricorn. So this sun is going to send a jolt of positive energy to any of those planets that you have there. Now, let's take a look. What is the energy here of this new moon in Leo? What's the energy for Aries of the new moon in Leo? Nice. Destiny. So it's starting to shed new light on, and it's interesting because this figure of the child and the sage has been coming up a lot in the readings also. How we've evolved, how we've grown, and also bringing things up from childhood, maybe childhood dreams or projects around children, children manifesting. But there's something about connecting our childhood past to our now very evolving future. But this is a very interesting and important card because it's about shedding light, there's that light there, on kind of the purpose, what this process is about, but also understanding as a child, seeing how something that happened in childhood is the reason behind where you are now, or that whatever this was happened on purpose so that you may get to this point. These children are destined to be these figures, right? So understanding how sort of those mechanisms work. Let me get the challenge here. Also, fifth house, for Leo, talking about children. So something about childhood, children is going to figure quite heavily into this new moon, and maybe how children, or how that childish energy, how your childhood has played a part in your current destiny and is currently playing out as your destiny. Can I get the challenge energy, please, for this new moon in Leo for Aries? What's the challenge for Aries under this new moon in Leo? Challenge energy for Aries. Oh, too many. I think we've had enough challenges. I'll just take one. What's the challenge energy for Aries under this new moon? Okay, Three of Pentacles, guidance. And interesting because this is also about guidance, right? Listening to your sages, listening to your elders, listening to your teachers. So teachers may be coming up, maybe playing a big role in your destiny. Figures like that, authoritative figures who are also wise, and teachers could also be karmic teachers. Someone is coming to help teach you a lesson about your destiny, but also helping you to unfold whatever this destiny is. It may, with a challenge here, may be, because these are angels, right? In identifying who these teachers are. They may seem invisible to you, but they're certainly working behind the scenes. You may also not be listening to them, because not always do children listen to their elders. But know that it's like kind of an energy stepping in of, I want to say, course correcting. Course correcting where you may have gone off track, but realigning you with your destiny. Let's get a card over here. I'll take that, but I also want to ask, what's the lesson here for Aries under this new moon in Leo? Lesson for Aries. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right, so we have two, right? Archangel Michael, who this is, like the protector angel. And that's interesting that it's here. It's like, so this guidance, you may not be able to see it. You may not be able to feel it. It may feel like it's not coming in. And it may feel like this is like, there could be a lesson involved or something, but it is protected. Whatever's happening to you in this moment is protected by heaven, and it is part of helping you fulfill your destiny. And then we have this other with Freya, an interesting moon card under the moon, right? And she's here in the full moon, even though we're in the new moon. But it talks about phases and cycles, and there is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. And he says here, you are safe, angels stand close, surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to happen. Interesting. And this was very much, this feeds into that miracle that we saw in the monthly reading, where the angel, they're acting on your behalf to help you fulfill your destiny and help you. Remember, it said surrender your concerns, that getting out of that Eight of Swords energy, that sense of feeling trapped, that sense of feeling imprisoned, and understanding that this whole cycle has been very predestined, helping you to achieve your destiny. But, already two angels, two figures of wisdom, two elders. And there's that winged creature that we saw again. The angels are, and this guy has like a little cape here. So there's all these, I feel like we're surrounded by angels right now, right? And even though at times we may feel stuck in that energy, its purpose is to bring you closer to your destiny, right? And I feel like under this new moon, you may start to understand that. You may also start to understand what your destiny was. All right, I'll take these two cards. Interesting. So first one is slow and steady, right? And this is a 3, so there's that 3 also. And then we have this ghost lands, but it's in reverse. And this is the 8. So I was talking about that 8 of Swords energy. And so this is ending, right? And as you move slowly, steady, interesting, look at these two figures that sort of mirror each other. They're both looking in the same direction, right? So you kind of here on land, even though things feel like they're moving at a snail's pace, guided by this angel above, right? And there's also a little figure here that you can't see. So things are definitely moving. They may be moving slower than you would like, but you are coming out of this isolation moment, this feeling that I think last time was the rescue card and the stuck in the mud. This is the ghost lands, right? So feeling like nothing is going anywhere, that sense of isolation, that this phase and cycle has been protected by the angels to wake you up to something else within yourself, to wake you up to your own destiny. These are big, big, important energies. They're quite simple, and there's not a lot of narrative around here, but these are big energies. some card, 3 more cards here. You know, also 3, and in that other reading, the weekly from last week, 3, and there's the 9, and there's the 3. 3 is a divine number. It's the Holy Trinity, right? And we know it's a pattern when we see it 3 times. So there's this very profound energy that's on the table right now. Guided by this sense of destiny, protected by the angels. Can I get 3 cards, please, for Aries for this new moon, August 18th? 3 cards for Aries, new moon, August 18th. Chariot. Oh my God. Chariot, 3 of Pentacles. So you know, when you see it 3 times, these are kind of like the signs I feel. You know, when you are losing hope or you don't see the encouragement that you want to, and that came up in the end of the month reading. These are the kind of things, like, think about the mathematical odds of these 3 cards coming up at the same time, right? And both cards, mathematical odds, 2 different decks. Things work together in a way that we don't necessarily trust, understand, but things are moving forward, working in the right direction. Let's get 1 more card, please, for Aries under this new moon. 1 more card, please, for Aries under this Leo new moon. One more card. And there's the moon. Okay, so confirmation that this comes under the moon. 2 major arcanas, right? Sandwiching this 3 of Pentacles. So this is really the heart of the reading, right? That moving towards, this guy's a young apprentice, right? And he's showing his wares to this couple who may be buying. Now, frequently they talk about this as collaboration, but to me, it's also, you know, I think of a young painter or something who starts to come into his own, who starts to get those first signs of recognition of excellence, that people actually want to buy his wares. And so to me, this is that whatever, you may have a professional project, a creative project, any sort of project that you've been working on that has been painfully slow and certainly blocked and frozen in time in this past period, perhaps in these past 8 months, this is going to start thawing out, and you're going to start seeing, and it's sandwiched here by the angels, under this moon, you're going to start seeing this movement forward and start seeing the fruits of your labor, that this time has not been wasted, that your destiny will start fulfilling, that this period served for some purpose, maybe one that you understand, maybe one that you don't understand, maybe about karma, maybe about cycles, may also have been about waking you up to a more complete and whole self, you know, teaching you valuable lessons that it's better to learn early in your career than later. Those are, you know, so I had that whole thing where I think I told you, where my coder stole my my code, which I got back. But if that happening now is one thing, that happening if and when the project is a success is a giant tragedy, right? So it's better for some things to happen, like where you get your holes poked in your ideas or your projects while they're still in formation, than when they've actually been realized. So there is some value in all, particularly anything new that you've been working on, developing, relationships, whatever. The earlier you can poke the holes in them, the better it is, because then you know you can avoid that in the future. And they're valuable lessons on how to properly evolve what it is you're working on, your relationships, yourself, your professional projects, creativity, whatever it is. That if you stumble earlier on, it's easier to make it to the finish line ultimately, because you've learned all the lessons. You have all of the celestial experience that you're going to need in order to be able to move forward with these sort of supercharged. And check it out. See those two figures, the black and white and the black and white there? Bringing into balance, you've now learned everything about the light and the dark. So now you can take that step up into that, you become the sage, right? Whatever's been happening now has been done in order to offer you guidance and illumination in order to be able to move forward. Yes, slow and steady, but what was the card? The Badger card that came up, right? The to prepare the ground before you move forward. That's what this whole period has been about, to sort of knock you off a quick path forward, put you on a much slower one, which may have felt completely frozen in time for a very long time. And interesting that it's getting thawed on the 8th, which is in August, August the 8th month. So whatever has been frozen until August, you're going to start seeing it thaw out now. But this whole process of freezing it has so that you can learn the lessons that you need to avoid falling down in the future, right? You don't send a guy that's new into the army to lead you into battle. You want someone who's seasoned. You want someone who's seen everything. You want someone who knows the light and the dark that's waiting ahead of it. And so this whole period there has really been to shed some light on things that are going to now help you as you move forward. Vital lessons that you needed to learn in order to move forward. All protected by the angels and the phases and cycles of life. So, but now we're moving into a new phase, right? Where things are going to start moving forward. Already unfrozen, destiny unfolding. Finally starting to see that labor happen. And especially as this comes into the sun in Virgo, I think, as we move into September, you'll start seeing slow and steady. Again, remember, we're not rushing into the future. You're going to start seeing things come to fruition. Start seeing your new manifest destiny unfold. All right, pretty awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. The next reading will be, I'm going to have different cards because I'm heading down to the beach where there's like no mobile, no wireless. So I'll be doing smaller readings, but I will still be trying to do what I can until sort of the first week in September, and I'll be back in town by then. Anyway, have a lovely rest of August. Enjoy this new moon. It looks like a really lovely one. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.